Welcome back. 8:37 is your time. There are hundreds of condemned homes in Colorado Springs. Many are considered dangerous structures and have stood vacant for years, even decades. In this morning's special report, we explore the issue of property rights and why these abandoned houses just can't be torn down.
It's an eyesore. It's terrible.
For some Colorado Springs residents, fighting blight is a constant battle.
It's sad.
There's trash all over the place. Homeless people have been in there.
This home on the west side of town has been vacant for nearly a decade.
When I moved in, there was an older couple that lived there, and I think it was 7 or 8 years ago, they just quit showing up, and we don't know where they went, and the house started going downhill.
It's now one of the many properties on the city's dangerous building list because the structure is no longer safe to inhabit.
Usually a house like this will attract transients that are looking for some place to stay. We've had issues with drugs and that type of thing going on.
Code Enforcement Supervisor Tom Wassinger says many of the homes, like this one on East Shine Boulevard, have been a hot spot for criminal activity. And this house southeast of downtown has even caught fire. The city monitors these abandoned properties at least once a month, cleaning up weeds and trash and making sure the doors and windows are boarded up. But residents say the problem is never ending.
And I don't want my property value to go down anymore.
Some people say, why don't you just tear it down?
I wish we could just tear all these type of houses down. Problem is you get into constitutional issues. This is someone's private property. It's their right to have this property. Yes, there may be some code violations, but it's not enough for us to come in and use any type of eminent domain or condemnation of that property.
Many of the people who own these homes live out of state. Often they are so underwater in penalties and tax liens they hide from the city's request to take action. And in some cases the property owner is simply unknown.
This particular house, what I know of it, is built in 1895. It was never deeded properly in 1895, and there is no clear owner.
Curtis Olson has made it his mission to fix the blight.
I'm a big believer in property rights. I think they're very valuable. But I think when property rights of a condemned and dilapidated home trumps the property rights of the person that lives next door, when nobody clearly lives in this home, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had there.
So we started a neighborhood initiative called Blight to Bright, working with the city to try and come up with a plan.
There's something that's not working with our codes and our ordinances and our policies that aren't enabling these homes to flush through the system and improve the quality of life for these neighbors.
Code enforcement says the cost to tear down these condemned properties is not in the city's budget.
The issues we run into is they only have around $25,000 or $30,000 for this type of work. A house like this, if there are issues with asbestos or any other type of lead issues, that can just escalate that cost to where it's not feasible for the city to come in and do the tear down.
But Curtis Olson says cities like Omaha, Tulsa, and Wichita have adopted compliance plans and processes that include consequences if a property is not cleaned up. Some will auction off the house with the condition it must be renovated or demolished within a certain period of time. Through his nonprofit, Olson wants to reach out to property owners to donate their house to Blight to Bright, which in return will handle any legal matters and pay the fines and penalties.
This isn't about kicking somebody out of their house because nobody lives in these houses. This is about renovating neighborhoods, bringing hope to places where there might be hopelessness, and getting people in communities getting excited about their block again.
So far, he's got the ear of some city administrators, but there is still a lot of work to be done to clean up these neighborhoods. Well, Blight to Bright is an established fund with the Pikes Peak Community Foundation. To learn more about the organization, you can log on to blighttobright.org.